Welcome back to Make It Mondays, and this week it is Christmas in July. So this year I'm doing a new Christmas star that can be turned into an ornament. Haven't quite decided what's going to happen with them or even if there's going to be more made. So this is the prototype, hence why there's still ends. But let me get everything turned around and I'll show you how it all got started. So I've already done 2 squares that will turn into the first side of the star and bound off. So now it's time to pick up the stitches for the 3rd square. So I'm going to pick up 1 stitch there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that should be a total of 8 stitches on the needle, and then it's just going to be working garter stitch back and forth. So knitting every row until there are 8 ridges, and then I will bind off the last or on the row after that and do it all over again. Now that will continue until I get to the 5th square, so I will be back when it's time for that. So here are the first 4 squares. Now it's time to make the 5th. So picking up just as I did before. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But for the 7th stitch, I'm going to go through there, and then I'm going to go through that stitch. Pull the loop through there and pull the loop through that last, of course it's being difficult, the last slip stitch. And tighten everything back up. Slip the first stitch, work all the way across, and then slip the first stitch, work all the way to that last stitch, and then that last stitch is going to be attached. So I do it as a attach as you go. So I'm going into the cast on stitch, yarning over, picking up, and then pulling through the slipped stitch. So the downside of this is this means that this connection is not going to look like the rest. It actually sits on top, but I do find it easier than trying to do the connection on the bottom so it matches. So I'm going to keep working like that all the way until it's time to bind off. The bind off will end in this first little slip stitch on the first row, and then it'll be time to connect the 2 stars. So I'll be back in a minute. So I've got the 2nd star and the 1st star, and I've got a crochet hook. So all I'm doing is slip stitch all the way around. So going through both layers, pulling up a loop, and slipping that loop through the one on the hook. Literally all the way around. So it's going to be 1 slipped stitch and 1 bind off stitch pretty much all the way around, just because of how it lines up. And once I get around 4 of the points, I will start stuffing and closing it up. So I will be back in just a minute to show you all how it finished up. So here's the star I just finished, and here's the first one. So proof that there actually are 2. Now the ends will get finished in, and there's the possibility of adding a loop to the top so it can be hung from a Christmas tree or anywhere else you wish to hang an ornament from. If you've watched this far, please consider giving a like. If you want to see more, please hit subscribe. If you would like more behind the scenes or access to early videos, please go to my Patreon. Link will be in the description. And I will see you next time on Make It Mondays. Bye!